Hello everyone, welcome back. You know, I really love the Halo series. I've been a fan of it for a very long time. I've watched it from its rise to more of its downfall now. But, you know, I've always still loved this game, and I'm still going to always, you know, be a part of it because I've just always enjoyed it. But, you know, it's just one thing that's really just annoyed me out of the many things that I may, like, really have gripes about with. The one thing that's always annoyed me out of everything else, the thing that I think that's led to the biggest collapse of why people just leave games because they don't like them anymore after a while, one of the things I really feel like that's a big problem with is what I call elitists. They're in every single game, but some games just have them more than others, like Halo. Unfortunately, Halo I feel like has the most I've ever seen. Supposedly Warhammer 40k has the largest number of these kind of people, but that's from other people's experiences. But for me, this game has the biggest problem with elitists. Most other people just call them toxic gamers. I call them elitists because that's what they are. They feel that they're entitled and that that the developers need to cater towards them and make the games their way, and that everyone else should be discredited because they don't think the same way and therefore they're not true fans. And I get so sick and tired of that shit so much, and it's just like, why are they even allowed to even, you know, talk? Because it gets to the point where it's just frustrating as fuck. They really are just the rudest people, and they actually, I think, are the reason why a lot of new people and people trying to return to the Halo series, and even longtime fans like me, just don't feel like wanting to, you know, have any conversation with us, a lot of people, when it comes to Halo, just because you end up running into these kind of people. These people that will literally tell you that you're not welcomed into a game if you don't like certain aspects of it, which really, you know, annoys the shit out of me about the fact that they're going around saying this kind of stuff, that you're not welcome to a game because you don't think like them. You know, they'll say like things like the biggest example, the part there where this really blew up and where people were really starting to see the true colors of some of these gamers, is the whole thing around that battle royale thing. I'm not gonna go too far into that battle royale thing, but you know that there's people that, you know, dislike a little bit, which I'm totally like downplaying how much that blew up. But you saw how many people just got so aggressive that you have to agree with them that there shouldn't be battle royale or you're not welcome to Halo. I bet you've seen that stuff, and it's really like, why do you go to that kind of extent to talk to people like that and think that you're somehow helping the situation? You know, either they don't realize they're doing this, or they are, and they really need to learn to, you know, fix their attitude, because if they can't change that mentality, they're not doing anything good for Halo. They're actually hurting the community by doing stuff like this. They try to push these agendas down people's throats, and you know, it's really just frustrated the shit out of me over the years. You know, back in the early days of Halo, you didn't see a whole lot of this. They still existed. I still show some of my older videos, when I did the video on Battle Royale, how there was even people that disliked Infection and Firefight back in the day, and they said that it would never be big, no one would like it, it's just a trend. And it's funny, I was just trying to show the examples of how Battle Royale has the same problem that back in the day Firefight had. That people told you, oh, it would never be big, go play against Campaign or something, you know, that kind of stuff, telling you that you're not welcomed if you didn't like these ideas, that you need to learn to play against real players and stuff like that. That's some of the stuff they used to say back in the day, like, or they would tell you that you need to play against, you need to go play Star Wars Battlefront 2 if you want to play against AIs and stuff like that. The idea of having any type of a wave mode or PvE kind of mode in multiplayer was just not going to be welcomed, and that you weren't a true Halo fan. They say you're an anti-Halo fan back then, or an anti-Bungie fan, and it's pretty stupid. And, you know, it was, for the most part, Halo 3, for example, was really well liked, though. Even with all the negativity and everything about it, it really was a welcoming game to play. I think it was one of the pinnacle games to ever exist, and even to today, even modern Halo games can, you know, compete with Halo 3 with all the great features it had. If you were a competitive player, you could play skilled ranked matches and rank up through the skilled rank system. You had the MLG and esports if you were super competitive, and go off to, you different events. If you were not so competitive but you want a matchmaking experience, you could have the social playlist, and you had action sack, big team battles. If you want to just play campaign, you could grab 4 players over Xbox Live and do some co-op scoring with skulls on and have fun. And sometimes your friends just keep dying and you're just like, oh, stop doing that. But they had some really fun stuff you could do in the campaign. And in Forge, if you were one of those people that really just love to build stuff and create cool maps, you could do that and share with your friends and help with the custom games, which were some of my favorite things to do. I really love playing custom games. There were so many in Halo 3 that it was just ridiculous, all the fun stuff that people could do back then. And then you had things like theater mode as well, where if you were a montager, you could do videos and screenshots, and you might end up on Bungie's favorites. And you had this entire file share that you can share all these contents with maps, modes, screenshots, clips. It was amazing. Everyone always felt welcome. There was always something for somebody, and that was the cool part about it. And then a little bit into Halo Reach, it was still kind of there, but you slowly felt it, that there was slowly. But anyway, so it's just after Halo 3, you saw this kind of downfall a little bit, and one of the things I've noticed was just really, really toxic fanboys. Really, really bad. Look, if you dislike something, I can believe you saying that you don't like something. Let's go back with Battle Royale. Say, for example, you are just not interested in playing that game mode, or you do try it out, like they eventually do, if they do put it in Halo, that you play it and it just wasn't your cup of tea. You know what? I can totally agree with that if that's your opinion. If that is your opinion that you did not like it, that's fine. But if you tell people no, I don't want it in Halo because I don't like it. If I don't like it, no one can have it. If you're one of those NPC little motherfuckers that say shit like that thinks the fucking game revolves around you, a mode that you don't even have to play, and yet you're going to sit there and whine like a 5-year-old and tell other people that they can't enjoy something because you don't want to have it, so no one else can have it. And this reminds me of something way back before I thought I was ever going to do YouTube videos and make anything out of it. Before I even did that, I used to just screenshot some of the stuff that people would say, and it really did surprise me. This was to give you some backstory on this, there was this noticeable thing I was seeing on Halo Waypoint where I was seeing a bunch of people make posts that I knew that the majority of Halo gamers did not actually agree with. They didn't like these certain things of removing certain features and whatnot, but yet people would make these posts on the forums, and yet magically within less than 10 minutes would get a whole bunch of response about how everyone supported it. But all the other posts in there were even ones that were really popular weren't accumulating as many posts. And I thought that was really odd how that was happening. Long story short, what I did was I decided to do a thing where I pretended to go along with it and go along with the way the toxicity, the way people were talking, and I got invited to one of these groups, these secret Facebook groups that were basically people making dummy accounts and basically spamming the forums back in the days of Halo Reach going on to Halo 4 and trying to push their agendas. They wanted things removed like no elites, no dual wielding. Basically, they wanted everything catered towards the competitive players and felt like casuals were not welcomed, and they thought that, I don't know, in some bizarre reason, thought that if they said, hey, if we belittle everyone that's a casual person and make the game towards the way we like it, that we'll make Halo 4 great. It's just oh my god. They thought somehow pushing everyone away from the game so that it would be super competitive would somehow make Halo great again. Basically, back before even Trump was around. But they really thought that they were going to do shit like this. They really thought that they were going to belittle other people and thought that would really work. I ended up exposing the group, and yeah, I even got banned from the Waypoint forums for actually calling out some of these toxic players. I just really got annoyed by one of them, going around saying, if I feel like I should have the sniper rifle because I'm better at it and some noob has it, I should have the right to team kill and not get punished for it. And these people would talk about different ways of how to, team kill without getting caught by the punishment system in Halo 5, and So yeah, basically I was just like getting tired of this stuff. That's the reason why I'm like, even though I'm banned from it, even if they had allowed me to come back, I probably wouldn't, because the way that people talk on there is just absolutely disgusting. But I think the reason, after I expose them, why 343 doesn't even, take their input anymore. I think they stopped after I kind of just decided to go, hey guys, look what's happening here, this little secret Facebook group, and they quickly took down their posts and everything and hid everything. I really wish I had saved all that stuff. All I have here is a bunch of screenshots from back in the day. Unfortunately, it's not much, but anyways, that's what this kind of toxicity reminds me of, is this way of thinking that the game revolves around you. Look, you can be assertive with your opinions. I'm assertive with my opinions, and that's totally fine. But trying to tell others that you're not welcome, that you're not a true fan, go play a different game, any of that stuff is absolutely the rudest shit in the world you can do, and it just tells people that you're a complete toxic person to be around, because you think the games are catered towards you, because you have no life and all you do is waste your time telling other people what they can and cannot like. And yeah, it's just, I've noticed that's gotten way bigger now. And again, the whole the battle royale thing, that's where we really saw a lot of people show their true colors. But it's always been around, even without battle royale. These people have always had this mentality of thinking that the games cater towards them and acting like little children. And I decided, make a video on this to finally just call it out, because I've seen other people in Warhammer 40k saying the same thing, that I took their advice, and it actually does work, and it's call them out. If you see toxic people ruining the community, ruining it for others, call them out. I've done it. I don't even care that I got banned, because one time there was a guy belittling another person, all because he was trying to get into the game, and just because he didn't like certain features, and he said that, oh, this would be cool if this feature existed or something. These guys just, dogged on him, saying, you shouldn't, no, that's stupid. Why would they ever bring back dual wielding? Dual wielding was garbage, and basically belittling this guy for his opinion because he liked Halo 3, because he liked the idea of dual wielding. Oh my god, it's the end of the world. Let's shit on this guy and say he's not a true fan. Like, really? I just get sick of that. And I'm not trying to say that competitive players are the only ones that can be elitists. There can be casuals that are elitists, but the people that are usually, I notice the most, that have this elitist mentality do come from the competitive community. Not every competitive person is an elitist, just a majority of them seem to come from that kind of group. But I mean, I've seen all sorts of things that have just really annoyed the hell out of me of hearing things. Like, I'm not sure if this was from, I remember hearing this a while back, I couldn't find the screenshot of it. Someone, I think it was from Hidden Xperia, but it could have been from another YouTuber. But basically the guy pretty much said, listen up, 343, if Halo doesn't go back to classic movements, I'm not moving towards Halo Infinite, and I'm just going to stick with the Halo MCC. And you know what, I pretty much was like in my mind just going, good, go ahead, I don't care. Because I hate that mentality of saying 343, give me what I want, or I'm gonna say negative things on my YouTube channel. So fucking what? I don't think he was gonna say just negative things. I think he was just gonna say, I'm gonna stick with the MCC, whatever. Like that's really threatening. Look, I have disagreements with 343, but so just because you think you're a big YouTube channel that 343 is gonna change their entire way just because you tell them to, it's not gonna happen. Look, even if I do like classic gameplay, I'm still not going to act like a selfish child and act like the game revolves around me. I wish I could find that screenshot. But you know what? The guy built his entire channel on Halo. So if it was, Hidden Xperia that said this, he's obviously blowing hot air, because he's not going to waste his entire fan base on that. And not follow through with this threat, because the fact is no one's gonna say that, like, oh yeah, I built this entire channel of almost like 500,000 subs or whatever, and tell people, oh, I'm not gonna move to the next game if you don't give me what I want. yeah, right. He's gonna give up his entire career for that. Yeah, that's just never gonna happen. But again, I think it was taken down because I tried looking for that post on Twitter that the person said, and it no longer exists. So basically, I think that person learned their lesson and decided not to do that. There's some other people that said some pretty messed up stuff that's really just like, really. I think one of the worst ones I saw was the whole situation around the getting to level 152 in Halo 5. Basically, Vetoed said something that was kind of a little bit entitled, but it wasn't that bad, but it was a little bit selfish in the way it was presented, where he thought because he spent real money that he should get an ultra exclusive armor in Halo Infinite if he gets to 152. And they kind of came out and just said, you're debating yourself if you're trying to go for a 152 to get some special exclusive armor. It's not going to be that. And he goes, oh, come on, I spent real money for this. Not in that exact sense, but I'll throw a screenshot up. But basically acting like as if because he paid real money, he should get something for it. And that's the whole reason why I'm actually glad that 152 is not going to give you some exclusive armor, because in reality, unlike Halo Infinite where you had to actually earn it, Halo 5, you can buy a bunch of these gold pack XP boosts, and basically you don't have to work as hard to get to 152. So why would they reward that? Less than 600 people got it, and probably 80 to 90% of them all paid money to help get them there quicker. So it sounds like, 343 doesn't want to, be a part of that anymore. They don't want to show that they're rewarding people for paying real money to get a reward in a game. So obviously they want to, distance themselves from that mentality. So obviously they don't want to do exclusive armor, because that would pretty much tell people, hey, I know you just got into Halo Infinite, but because you weren't on this beforehand, if you want this cool armor, you either got to go back to another game and play it for 2 or 3 years, because it takes one hell of a grind to get to, or pay a lot of money to get to it and get there quicker, which is not something I could just see the YouTube videos of that, basically. So I don't even want to go into that, but basically that wasn't as bad as the other person's comment who did delete it, but I caught a screenshot of it before it was deleted. Lawless Gamer decided to say something along the lines of, you got time to build an exclusive armor for us, we got nothing in Halo 5, so you have plenty of time to make an armor for us to get to 152, because we don't want another lame emblem. And I'm kind of, the true MVP down there that's below that said, let's direct time and resources in creating an armor for a minority group of people just to feel special to play a video game. Not to also face the fact that they paid money, real money, to help influence them to get there quicker. Yeah, I mean, it's just dumb. One of the worst comments I've ever seen of showing true elitism was with Tsquared. Tsquared is just on my shit list. I'm just gonna put him out there. I know that everyone else has already. It's over 2 years old now. But this comment is just perfect example of elitism. This guy thinks that because he is an esports player, the game should be catered towards him. He thinks that if you don't like the game, go play against Covenant if it's not super sweaty competitive. Which is funny because that reminds me of exactly what people used to say about about the idea of firefight. They go, if you want to play against bots, go and play campaign. It's just that kind of, it's funny because it just reminds me of those days. It's like that elitist talk. They belittle you and treat you like as if you have no right to any opinion. You can disagree with someone without being a complete douchebag about it. Again, like me, I will be very assertive with my opinions, but I will never say stuff like that. I will never say you're not welcome to play Halo, that you should go play a different game, that you're not a true Halo fan. Even to these people that act like this to me, I don't ever tell them, oh, you should play CSGO if you want to play competitive games. It's just really, that is just one of the most irritating things to see. Look, we need to really clean this up. If you people, have ever experienced this, you all hate it when people act like this. And what we need to really do is really crack down on this. And I'm not saying that, it's your job to get this done, but if you ever see someone do stuff like this, I like what I've seen, Coritha TV or something like that. God, I don't know how to say his name, but basically he said the same thing. Just call him out, They think they say whatever they want because they've never received actual criticism of them being complete douchebags. Call them out and watch how quickly they fold, which, by the way, they fold pretty quick. They're like try to call you not true Halo fans, and I decided, no, I'm not gonna end this discussion. I'm gonna keep going for this person. And when you do that, they eventually block you because they realize, oh shoot, he's not getting belittled, and then that's when they know that they fucked up. It's actually quite funny though, because Tsquared, the only reason why he and everyone else exists is because Microsoft helps fund these, or I think 343, I'm not sure. One of them funds, the esports, and the way they fund it is those rec packs. And so it's kind of funny that, you do realize that 75% of the community is casuals, which means probably a majority of these people that are helping fund your existence are casuals. I'm not sure who all buys it, competitive and casuals alike probably all buy rec packs. So when it comes down to it, you're actually being funded by casual players. So when Tsquared is acting all entitled, he doesn't realize the only reason his existence in Halo exists at all is because of the fact that casuals exist. So he needs to get used to the fact that casuals are here to stay and that it's not all about them. But yeah, if people act like this, in like groups like my Discord or Facebook group, which I haven't experienced yet, but if you do, I mean, you need to clear it up, because if you don't, I'm just gonna remove you from these groups, because I want everyone to feel welcomed, and if you're gonna belittle other people not to feel welcomed, I'm not gonna allow it in my group, because that's just the thing is, I want to see Halo get back to the top again. I want to see it rise again, and I don't want to see people being belittled because they aren't true Halo fans. Like, screw that. Look, again, if you're not having a good if you're getting aggressive about games or whatnot, say for example this,
I'm a fucking Diamond 5. I'm playing a bunch of diamonds, and I get 2 fucking unranked piece of shits doing absolutely fucking nothing but shooting me in the back of the head. This is why you guys are pussies, you fucking bitch-made Halo players. Suck your mother's dick.
That's not, being elitist. That just means you got frustrated at a game. Everyone does. It happens. Even I do. When I talk about elitists, I'm just, again, talking about people that belittle others, telling them that they're not true fans, go play Fortnite and other games, telling them that they're not true Halo fans, that they're COD fanboys and stuff like that. If you do stuff like that, that's called being an elitist. Fix that attitude, because it's not helping anyone. It's not helping the community. It's not helping people enjoy Halo better. You're just ruining the experience for everyone. And if you realize you're doing that, fix it. And if you guys see someone, acting like that, call them out on it. And, make sure that they realize that they're being an elitist. And, hopefully they actually change their attitude, because if they really want to see Halo actually get better, not by telling casuals that they're not welcome and pushing away, but actually want to see Halo improve in the future, the only way that's going to happen is by being more welcoming. And if you try to ruin that experience, you're not going to make Halo better and more enjoyable. So as we wrap things up here, don't be afraid to call out, people that have this kind of reputation. Being quiet, unfortunately, even though it feels like it's just the easiest not to cause waves, it's unfortunately led to a lot of problems in the community and with Halo itself, with making returning Halo fans and new possible Halo fans not feel welcomed when people act like this. It ruins the reputation of the game, and it just does not feel welcoming. So don't be afraid to call in their BS. If you are one of those people that does stuff like this, learn from it and try to be a better, person by not trying to talk like this. And if you are one of those people and you're doing it, really, you're not doing anything good for Halo. You're not helping make Halo look any better when you act like this. So just making you understand that acting like this doesn't improve the reputation of Halo. It actually hurts it. So, you can be assertive with your opinions. You can definitely be assertive about it, but don't go to the point of telling people that they're not welcomed, that they're not true fans, that they don't have any right to say anything, to go play a different game. Telling people to do stuff like that is absolutely the worst possible thing you can do to try and improve Halo's reputation. If you really want to see Halo back to its glorious days, don't act like this, because you're not going to make it any better for anyone's experience. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap everything up here. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Sorry it was a little bit lengthy. I was hoping to try to get this under 10 minutes, but I had a lot to say because there's a lot of things I've seen over the years and felt like, it's just time to just really call it out. Anyways, catch you guys all later. Peace.
Drop the bass.